Who's your daddy? If your daddy is attorney Edward Andrus, certain PIAA rules will not apply to your daughter. The PIAA Bylaw Article 6 is clear. If a student played a sport in 10th grade, when the student transfers to another school, that student is prohibited from postseason play in District 11 events. Article 6 would apply to me and you, but it obviously doesn't apply to students with rich connected daddies. The rule went into effect in 2018-19 school year, and it took its toll on one of my twins' classmates, a half-Asian student named Connor Aitken, a 12th grade transfer student to Notre Dame Green Pond from Bethlehem Catholic, who was prohibited from competing in the District 11 postseason in both soccer and boys tennis. The rules should apply to attorney Edward Andrus's 11th grade daughter. His daughter last year in 10th grade attended Saucon Valley High School. She reached the semifinals in the District 11 AA Girls Tournament and came in second in the Colonial League First Singles Tournament. His daughter took a drop in status at third singles this year, transferring to Moravian Academy. And I was really taken aback looking at the 2025 District 11 Girls Singles Tournament to find her name in the draw and her being seeded 6th. Prior to posting this video, I contacted the Penargil School District Athletic Director and the administration to resolve the situation with District 11, and he also contacted the PIAA. Obviously nothing happened. As Kafka said, the law is as the nobles do. I also contacted the Moravian Academy Athletic Director, who said that the PIAA District 11 approved the postseason play for the rich girl. I asked the justification, and the AD did not apply. Whatever the reason that was given, it does not pass the laugh test, why a rich man had no choice but to transfer his daughter to a top private tennis school 10 miles from her other high school. Now, I knew that Edward Andrus was connected after 2 excruciating years of enduring annoying, incessant, loud chants of, "Let's go, Mikey! Let's go, Mikey!" during USTA and high school tennis matches against my twins. Both my twin sons have beaten Mikey. Only one had to insist on a line judge in a USTA match to accomplish this. During the 2019 District 11 AA Boys Tennis Team Tournament, Edward's son Mike missed the start of a match because he had to go to the doctor because he had an injury. He came late to the match, and the Notre Dame Green Pond coach rolled over and let Mike play the match anyway. The end result was that was Mike's last high school match because he exacerbated the injury he had. Had Papa Edward tried to play this stunt against the Moravian coach, I am certain the Moravian coach would have told Ed where Ed could stick it, and I would expect nothing less from a coach. Years back, I came across an article on how Ed challenged the Saucon Valley High School District regarding his family's residency status. I seem to recall something about his house and it wasn't ready. Ed brought the lawsuit and actually won. When you are non-white or not connected, residency issues are usually resolved against you. So went 2 residency challenges at the Penargil Area School District in 2007, and it was due to a Penargil appeal of the lower court decision, which let the girls stay. The half-ethnic Korean Paik sisters were found not to be residents, and eventually it was affirmed by the top PA court. And then in 2018, the white Reto teenage boys, RETO, were found to be residents because the parents claimed imminent divorce and separate residences. Most importantly, Penargil chose not to appeal that decision. The Retto boys have since graduated, and the Retto parents still share a marital residence which has not been sold. Now, in the original case against the Paik sisters, Penargil set up surveillance at, I think it was the Penargil house and the roadways to and from Saylorsburg and the Paik's other house that they were living at. And this surveillance went on for weeks. Now, and this is all because the white kids in Penargil didn't want the Paik sisters there. I mean, could have been anything. Could have been, they were jealous of the older sister who was a cheerleader and getting a lot of attention. Well, anyway, strangely, Penargil hasn't decided to stake out the Retto's house. It would seem easy enough to find out whether or not they were still cohabitating and find out if they were still married. According to an in-law of theirs, they told me, I don't know this for fact, this is hearsay, but they told me that John and April are still together. Now, despite my contacting the Penargil Area School District in March 2025, no suit for fraud has been instituted against the Rettos for the legal fees or the cost of educating the boys and coaching them in wrestling and football, and I think one of them did baseball too. Penargil voters should have a problem with how these rich, connected people laugh at us taxpayers who are funding non-residents who use our school and school shop. How exactly is Attorney Edward Andrus, at one point on the Silicon Valley School Board, so connected that he is assured the PIAA rules will not apply to his daughter? Well, here's some background. His wife's father is Michael Corriere, Corriere. He was the chief public defender, and he gave Ed a job. And the father-in-law's Michael Corriere, in turn, got his job from connections with his daddy, the Northampton District Attorney, Donald Corriere, who had the office until, I think, 3 terms until 1991. According to a lawsuit filed against Donald by his law partner, Donald was self-dealing with the law firm's monies. He was supposedly signing checks over to himself, his family, and it was all to the benefit of Donald's family to protect the political jobs of Donald's son, Mike, and of his grandson-in-law, Edward Andres. In 2015, Donald Corriere had his law license suspended for 5 years due to bookkeeping discrepancies. It's all about corruption, begets corruption, begets corruption, and it just goes on and on. Daddy Andres just happened to transfer his tennis-playing daughter to the private tennis powerhouse Moravian Academy, and the PIAA District 11 officials believed the reasons had nothing to do with the sport, and they believed it was just so necessary. This is clearly a sports-driven decision. There are 0 legitimate reasons to permit Mr. Andrus's daughter to play postseason tennis at the private school 10 miles from her original school. The district PIAA officials, remember, are the athletic directors in the local schools. So the local connected rich guy gets to do whatever he wants because he's asking other local connected people permission to break the rules. If non-white Connor Aiken was ineligible for postseason play, the same rules should apply to the rich white girl. If the 6-seed rich white girl is still in the tournament, people, for a just and non-discriminatory world, should bring signs and megaphones and protest the District 11 tournament, which is scheduled at Lehigh University at 10 a.m. on Monday, September 29th. Okay? Monday, September 29th, Lehigh University. I think it starts around 10. Bring your megaphones. Protest. These rich folks do whatever the hell they want, and, they just take a dump on the rest of us. And for clarity, yes, I do have a dog in this fight. My daughter is in 12th grade. She was left off the District 11 tournament. But, she's not rich or connected. Or to the Penargil voters, go out there and vote. Get a clean slate. Get all the school board members out.